this is Charlene. We are going to find the domain and range of this graph. So let's first consider the domain. The domain includes the x values. Well, the x values align with the x-axis, and the x-axis moves from left to right. So we're going to consider, what does this graph do from left to right? Where does it start? And where does it go to? Okay, well, these little arrows right here indicates that it continues. So what is over there if it continues forever and ever? Well, it comes from or starts from negative infinity. And this arrow on the other side also indicates that it is continuing. The arrow means it's continuing. So if we go on forever and ever and ever in the right direction, that would be positive infinity. So what are the numbers that are included between negative infinity and positive infinity? Well, that would be all real numbers. So we can actually just use this symbol right here to represent all real numbers. Okay, so that is our domain. The x values, it starts from negative infinity, and from left to right, it goes to positive infinity. Okay, so now let's consider the range values. The range values are the y values. The y values align with the y-axis. The y-axis goes up and down. So we need to consider, where does our graph start? At the bottom, from the bottom, and where does it go to? Where does it go to? Okay, so the bottom of our graph starts right here, and that point right there would be -1. So that's where our graph starts. It starts at -1, and then it goes up to this point right here. So that point right there, which lines with that point, and that would be 0, 1, 2, 3. So that would be 3. So my graph starts at the -1 and it goes up to the +3. So that means that my y values lie between -1 and 3. My y values are between those, and it's going to be less than or equal to and less than or equal to. Because when it's equal to, it's because this graph does actually touch that point at 3, and it does actually touch, the graph touches the point at -1. So that's the reason why we have the can be equal to it as well. So that is going to be our domain for our graph. It's going to be all real numbers. Our range is going to be -1 is less than or equal to y is less than or equal to 3, which means that my y values live between -1 and 3. They start at -1 and they go up to the 3. Okay, so now let's ask ourselves the question, is this a function? Well, we have to consider the vertical line test. So if I draw a vertical line right there, does it only touch my graph in one spot? Yes. If I draw a vertical line right there, does it touch my graph only in one spot? Yes, it does. If I put a line right there that's vertical, it only touches my graph in one spot. So, and this is going to go on forever and ever. This wave will continue consistently being the same wave forever. So yes, it is a function. It passes the vertical line test. So just as an extra piece of information, this wavy curve right here, woo, woo, that vacillates consistently, and that consistent curve between -1 and 3, that is actually a sine function. It's a trig function, and sine functions are indeed functions. That's why we call them sine functions. Okay, hopefully that helps. Just click on the subscribe button, click on the like button, and we'll see you back soon. Thank you.